Hi guys, this is Chrystal Lynn, and I just wanted to give a brief video today about some preparation for a study that I'll be doing throughout time. But some of you guys who are really commenting and following and would really like to do some in-depth studies. I've been talking a little bits about family trees, and it's one of my favorite subjects. I think it's so interesting when you get to go back into your family tree and see connections. Um, so there's a couple things I need you guys to do though before we start these sessions, and that's get all your data ready. So you need to do some investigation, some analytical research, and see what you can come up with. How far do you want to go back? So I usually recommend to start out your nucleus family, so your mom, dad, even if you've had a stepmother or a stepfather, they can have been placed in your life astrologically as well. So again, we have physical family, and then we have astrological families, which I just think is so cool. Um, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, grandparents. So if you guys want to start getting some of that together, because as I start talking about things, it'd be really cool if you guys had it in front of you so you could check things instead of having to go back later when it's, it sounds good, but it's hard to have time to do. So you can use your computer, you can make a spreadsheet, you can get the big posters. I like to draw things, on paper and see it. I kind of want to challenge you guys to really come up with something creative, like a family tree little book or portrait. See what kind of cool, you can make a video, and I might have a contest. My website's under construction right now, but when it's up, I might have a contest who made the coolest family tree presentation, and we can, maybe we'll do something for the winner. See what you guys think. See if you'd like to participate in that. Let me know. So what you need to do is get everybody lined up. If you don't have ascendants, if you don't have the time of birth, you can still do quite a bit. It does help if you can get the time of birth. So the first thing you're going to do is kind of get all of these charts laid out in front of you so you can take a look at them and just start kind of looking. Is there any threads? I like to look at my parents, for example, their primary planets at first. So I look at their rising, their sun, and their moon. Is there any threads within you and your siblings that your mother gave or your father gave? Like my mother is a Virgo sun. I'm a Virgo sun. My sister's a Virgo ascendant. My other sister's a Virgo Mercury. So we have this really, really cool thread. Another thing you can do is you can actually calculate back 9 months before your conception, or maybe any of your siblings' conceptions, and see what was going on in your mother's chart at that time. Where was Venus placed? Where was Mars placed? In my research, I have found out that 2 of my children were conceived while Mars was in Leo, and that's where I have my Mars. So I think that can be a very fertile time for women, also when their Venus is highlighted. So my mother conceived both of my sisters when Venus was in Scorpio, and that's what she has. And the interesting thing is in my primary planets don't really have any Scorpio, but my sisters both have a lot of Scorpio, and so does my mother. So some cool thoughts, just some things to think about. I just want to get you guys thinking. We can also talk about relationships. There's a lot of dynamics to relationships that we'll be talking about. You want to look at where your moon is placed compared to somebody else's Mars. Everybody thinks conjunctions are always great, but if you're in a relationship and your moon and Mars are in conjunction, that can bring a lot of electricity. That can bring a lot of power. So sometimes that really works, but sometimes that can bring a lot of fireworks. So all these different things, play in. It's interesting because I've got a ton of Pisces, and none of my family has any Pisces prominently. But my mother's brothers, both of her brothers, were both moon in Pisces. And they've always said, my one uncle all his kids have got Pisces as well, and they've always said I look like his kids, and I should have been his daughter, you know. And these are interesting things I found out because I never quite felt like my family in certain ways. Well, it's because nobody can understand my Pisces. I think I'm, you know, I'm out there. So, you know, and especially since they have a strong Scorpio threads, you know, they don't like to show their emotions. And here I come, one big emotion. So you see the dynamics, but they look to me to learn how to open up their emotions more. You know, we work on each other's things. We help each other. There's a reason that the dynamics are set up the way they are. And even if you've had a difficult upbringing, you know, there's a reason for that too, guys. And you know, ultimately, we have to take responsibility for what we've been given and what we're going to do with it. So going back in history, you know, if this is not something you're interested, don't, you know, skip the video. But I'll be popping up some family tree concepts. But I need you guys to get everything ready. Have everything out so that when we're doing this, you know, you'll get the most out of it. So whoever you want in your family tree, start doing some research and have it laid out in front of you. And in the following weeks, I'll be popping up some family tree videos. See what you guys think. I'd love your comments. And as I'm sharing ideas, if you guys have ideas you've come up with or revelations you've come up with, you know, let me know because I want to know too. All right, guys, that's just a little brief for today. I'll probably see you later. Talk to you soon.